Alright everyone, the time has come to officially do a professional review of the GoPro Hero 8. Now before we even start, please go down below, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, turn on the post notification bell. Let's roll the intro, then jump right into the review of this beautiful Smexy camera. Alright everyone, so let's jump with simply the design of this camera. Now this is the latest action camera generation of the GoPro series, which is called the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Now this features a very beautiful sleek design that I like to call the Apple design. The main reason why is it features a one-piece lens. It's not detachable like the older designs were. Not just that, it features two legs that sticks out from the bottom, which means you do not need a case for it anymore to actually put it on attachments, like this tripod. Not just that, on the side, it features a single door which gives you access to your main compartment, the battery, the mini SD card, and the USB charging port. It features two microphone spots on this camera. There's one in the front for normal talking, and you can select auto select for the microphones, and if it ever gets windy, it's actually going to switch to the bottom microphone of the GoPro Hero 8 to avoid the classical windy noise that we hear. Not just that, it also has a mini front display. It simply features the main important information, the amount of videos or the amount of pictures you have on your GoPro depending which mode you're on. It also shows the battery percentage. And then on the back, of course, we have the classic main GoPro display on the back. Now it's just a simple LCD screen. It's nothing too complicated. It's just clean and simple, and it gives you access to all the settings that you need to do to change. Now let's talk about the actual camera module. Now I don't know all of these by heart, but the camera lens is a 12 megapixel capable of recording all the way up to 4K 60 FPS, which means basically the highest quality that you can get on the market right now for an action camera. Not just that, you can do all the way up to 1080p at 240 frames per second. Not a lot of device or recording devices can do that on the market, everyone. What's fun is you can tweak it to any settings as you'd like. You can do 4K 24 FPS, 4K 60 FPS, or 30 frames per second. And if you don't want 4K, you can simply set it down to 1080p, 30 FPS, or 60 FPS, or 1440p for slow-mos, whatever what you'd like to imagine. Now, powering this GoPro Hero 8 is an all-new battery design designed to support the new features that the GoPro Hero 8 has to offer, like the gimbal-like feeling video, aka hyper smooth, or 4K 60 FPS, and other features that this camera's feature. Now, you'll be able to notice this battery with its blue strip type of thing at the top of it. Now, what it means is older batteries from the GoPro Hero 7, 6, and etc. won't be supported on this camera for these features. Now, don't worry, you can still use the old ones, but the only problem is they don't have that quick energy that this battery is actually capable of offering for the special features. So with the older design battery, you might just not be able to use those features. Now, this battery is a 1220 mAh battery. Nothing too crazy, of course, since it's a little action camera, you can't really pack more into this camera. Now, a very amazing feature of this camera is it is waterproof up to 10 meters, or in other measurements, 33 feet deep in water. Now, this is when it gets a little bit ipsy with it. I personally wouldn't call it waterproof, as I have already broken one of these because of water damage. So I personally wouldn't necessarily call it waterproof, more like water resistant. It's kind of like normal daily usage that you would have to go through, not necessarily waterproof going underwater. If you would like to do so, I highly recommend the GoPro Hero 8 waterproof case, which makes this camera able to go 60 meters underwater, everyone. Now let's talk about its customized options with the LCD screen. In hand, you have three main settings: time-lapse, video recording, and photo mode. With time-lapse, you can make quick profile to switch between different settings. With the video recording mode, you can also make quick profile, change the lens mode, FPS, zoom, resolution, and much more. With photo mode, you have the option to set a timer, change the photo output, zoom in, and then etc. If you swipe up, you'll be able to find your camera roll of everything you have shooted with this camera. And if we do the opposite by swiping down, we will be able to change the camera main settings like the screen brightness, Wi-Fi options for connecting with your phone, date and time, and etc. With the camera, to export files, you can use its USB port and connect it to your PC, or take the SD card and put it into your PC, or even with the GoPro app, which uses your phone Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection to connect with the camera to simply transfer your files from the camera to your phone without the need of a real Wi-Fi connection, which is very efficient for editing on the go with your phone. Now here's a list of the pros that I have found about this camera. First off, it's easy to start and stop recording with the quick feature called Simply Quick Recording. When your camera's off, you press the top, it starts recording. When you press again the top, it simply stops recording. Now its sleek design is very aesthetically pleasing. As you guys can see, simply look how much aesthetically pleasing it is. There's rubber around, it feels like a one piece, and it just feels solid. And then basically in big word, a one-piece camera. Now the next thing is there's lots of mounts and angles that you can use with this to record stuff. Recording quality is amazing. You can even get gimbal type of feeling recording. It's basically almost similar to it. Not just that, it has a nice interference for the LCD screen to switch between the settings and etc. And it's super easy to transport. This thing is super small. You can put it in your pocket, take it out anytime you'd like. Now, of course, not everything's perfect in life. Here's a couple of cons of this camera. It's not actually waterproof, more like water resistant, as I have personally found. Overheat and shuts down at high temperatures outside, which is a very big problem. Camera is automatically garbage if you crack your lens or your LCD screen, because you can't do anything about it. Compared to before, you could replace the lens and then you'd be good to go for 30 bucks. Not just that, I've had a couple of SD card failures with this camera. Now it could be because my SD card was dropped in water before, but I've had a couple of moments where the SD card would simply fail and then I will have to reformat the SD card and etc. Another con is when lots of files on this camera, it can take a little while for it to actually start recording or stop recording, and it doesn't come with an SD card when you purchase this. So let's do a conclusion. Is this camera worth your money? Well, let me tell you something. It depends. As this camera has some beautiful advantages, so does it have some disadvantages. Now, in your scenario can be different. If you're going to use it as an underwater camera, it could be a problem. But if you're going to use it for action shots and etc., it could be amazing for you. But like I said, it all depends on your situation. You're better off judging this than I am. That's all that I can say. But in my situation, for scootering, BMX, and all the content that I make on my YouTube channel, it works amazing. I seriously love it. But yet again, the decision rests upon you. I can't say a yes or a no for you. Either way, if you guys would like a review of testing all the different modes on this camera, what I refer by that is 1080p 60 fps, 4K 60 fps, or the whole hyper smooth or simple normal stabilization video clips and etc. Let's reach 40 likes on this video and I will make it happen for you guys. But in the meantime, I hope that you guys enjoyed the review of this professionally made review of the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Turn on the post notification bell. I'll see y'all in my next video.